Yo, what's good? What's good? Welcome back to Thoughts of the Week podcast. How's everybody doing? Today we're going to talk about, as we put up the little thing here, before I even talk about what I'm going to talk about, you guys keep in mind that you can listen to this podcast pretty much anywhere. All right. I don't know if you heard of Himalaya. That's another podcast platform, listening platform. So you can hear us there. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Castbox, Google Podcasts, Google Play Music, Spotify, Castro, Radio Public. I think there's something called Podcast Republic, Anchor, Overcast, Pocket Cast. Did I leave anything out? There's an app called the Podcast app, if it still exists. I think it does. You'll be able to listen to me there. So I think this podcast is pretty much you can listen to, you can check it out anywhere, man. All right. I got to figure out a way how to get more listeners from other countries because I'm getting like 1%. When I look at my Anchor statistics, I'm seeing that other countries, there's 1% pretty much, or sometimes less than. That means people are still listening, but it's less than 1% people listening in other countries. And it kind of fluctuates probably based on topic that I talk about. So yeah, I'm looking to get some people out there. So again, if you guys are listening, or you watching on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or on Twitch, I need to put some videos up there. I haven't done any videos at all. I think I did and I deleted it because I just was testing it out. So eventually I'm gonna start putting some videos out on Twitch as well. It's gonna be live rebroadcast on Twitch. So I'll probably start doing that pretty soon. And just I might start off with this series here, things that young black men should know. Maybe start there, maybe go back a little bit, maybe a few episodes back. We'll see. And then, play catch up that way. So, if you guys are listening from other countries, I appreciate y'all. If you're watching on any of these platforms, feel free. I would love to know that you guys, where you're listening or watching from, I should say. So put that in the comments. Let me know where you guys are watching from. I'd like to know that. Yeah, so with that being said, we're here with another chapter in things young black men should know. All right. And today I want to talk about staying physically fit. All right. Staying physically fit. Things young black men or young boys or older men should know. But I focused on young black men. And let me get into the reason why, because I didn't get into the reason why on the last episode. I've been noticing that I've been noticing this for a few years actually, that there's, a lot of young black men starting from the age of 18 that I've noticed graduating from high school, or some that might not have graduated and decide to just be out in the streets. There's some that just decided they was going to start working. And I've noticed that there's a lot of things that they don't know. There's some things they do know. I'm not trying to put any of the young brothers down or older guys. Some of you older guys don't know certain things, or you let certain things get it for the older guys. You let certain things get away, and this might be something that refreshes your mind back to keep you back on your focus. All right, back on your square. All right, keep your mind right. And even some young kids, younger black males, like I say, I would go from 10 years old all the way up, 10 on up. All right, but my mind was focused on the 18-year-olds between maybe 18 and 29-ish, sometimes 30, sometimes on up. So, but all these videos that I'm doing, all these podcast episodes, we're going to look at it from the standpoint of from a 10-year-old young black male all the way up to, or should just say up meaning all the way up to 80 or however long a black male would live. All right. So that's what I would say these go to, because even some of the older guys, some of us guys, even in the older ages, sometimes there's some things you got to be reminded of and go, oh yeah, I need to get that back together again. All right. And I've actually heard so I've been watching some other videos where I've even heard some men in their 40s really needing some help on some things too. So this goes from 10 years old all the way up. All right. And so again, like I said, today I'm going to talk about staying physically fit. All right. Staying physically fit. It's very important, as you see me on here. Let me get a few sets in here real quick on this Total Gym. Y'all remember the Total Gym? Back in the day when y'all seen Chuck Norris on it? You know what I'm saying? Remember this? For those who are watching me, remember the Total Gym? And then they had another version where you could actually put weights on the side of it. I got probably the original version, If there's a way for me to find out, or maybe have somebody add some other stuff here, maybe weld it on here where you can put some weights on it, I'll do that. Or just maybe if I could find one on sale where you could it has a little things on the side, you can put the weight plates on them. Maybe I'll get that. All right. But staying physically fit. All right. Staying physically fit. And again, when I say that, as you guys heard me say on the last episode on podcast 93, when I was talking about studying personal security, staying physically fit, I could have changed the title to study health and nutrition. So when I say staying physically fit, I'm referring to all of that, everything, not just exercising and that's it. Because I always like to have the mindset of the approach to a holistic approach, or involving everything that involves being physically fit. So that includes what you eat. That includes, of course, your exercising. That includes what you drink, which is, I guess, part of what you eat. All right. So it includes exercise, nutrition, what you put in your body, what you do, your sleep, how much sleep you get. All right. Of course, again, ingesting alcohol compared to water, Coca-Cola compared to water, drinking healthy smoothies compared to Coca-Cola. All right. So we're going to look at that from a whole, or you should look at that, young black men. Look at that from a holistic point of view. Just don't look at it trying to get buff and tough and that's it. And you still eating cupcakes every now and then, or unhealthy stuff, and you're not balancing it out with your nutrition and sleep and things like that. All right. So let's get into it a little bit. So being physically fit is important. Now I'm going to use from the standpoint of what I talked about in podcast 93 when it comes to your personal security or your personal protection. All right. It's very important to stay physically fit because you might have to fight somebody off for you. You might have to protect your girlfriend, your wife. You know, if you're young, because I'm talking about young black men, but it could be of any age. But a lot of you might have some girls that might be getting into it with some other girls, and you're going to have to figure out a way to having to push them off, keep them off of your wife or girlfriend, and so they don't get hurt. All right. Even if they are capable of protecting themselves, it's probably best to try to avoid the physical harm as much as possible. But you got to stay physically fit to do that. You might have kids. You want to stay physically fit to be able to run around with them. All right. Again, when it comes to personal protection or personal security or self-protection, there may be those times you might be with your kids in the park and your physical fitness might have to play a role, because there was an incident in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where I think there was, I think they labeled it as terrorists, had come to a couple of spots in Chattanooga. One guy shot up army or military recruitment area, then went further down towards where the police department was, and there was I think a reserve army or navy base where this guy drove in there and started shooting off there. And right behind that base was like a park where people would walk, like a walking trail. It's kind of a parkish type of picnic area, and people would walk back and forth there. So this guy started shooting his weapons, his guns or whatever at this military base, and I'm sure some of the bullets went past and started coming to where people were walking at. So if you got kids and something like that were to happen, God forbid it doesn't, you have to be physically fit to be able to run and grab your kids and maybe hold them in your arms or on your shoulders and take off with them. If it's just one, you hold them in both hands and take off. If it's two, you may have to hold them both. You might have to, if they're a little bit older and you run faster than them, you might have to tell them to hold on to your arms. You know how kids want to hold on and you're able to do curls with them? They might have to hold on to your arms. You might have to run like this with your kids to somewhere safe or to find some cover. All right. So being physically fit, there's benefits in a whole lot of areas. That's just on a personal security level. Now, for your own personal health and your fitness, it's important. All right, because you can have issues of obesity, diabetes when we're talking about exercising, and then what you're eating and drinking, hypertension, things like that. It's important as well. So definitely get in the mindset. I'm not going to be on here too long. You guys should already know this. And sometimes you just need that pushback. You might have got off track a little bit. And so you need to just be reminded, yo, get back on your thing. All right. So like I said, I'm not going to be on too long, but there's another thing that comes to mind is also getting the mindset of getting fit to don't compare yourself is what I'm saying. Don't compare yourself to others. Look at yourself. You know where you're at. You know what level of fitness, and you know what you've been eating. You know what you shouldn't be eating. Your body's giving you warning signs. It's talking to you. If you feel like you're out of breath as you just walking, you might walk a block. Because I was like that. I was like that about I say around maybe 2019, 2020-ish. All right. I'm currently like 236, 238. I was once 250. I was 50 pounds shy from being 300 pounds. That was about a year ago or so, year and a half or so. I was like that for several months. And so I had to get back, start walking. And I would walk these steep hills where it gets you out of breath. And sometimes the levels would change. It just happened to be the neighborhood I lived in at the time, where you could walk down the hill, walking down the street actually, and it'll go down, kind of level out, and then you go all the way up a hill, then it kind of will go to the top, and you go back down again, come back around, but go back home and do the same thing in reverse. And so you can find a place where you can walk that is like that, where the levels change. That's good. If it's just level field, then just walk that. If you can find a track, go to a school track, go to a park track, a trail, whatever it is, man. If you've been off your game for a bit, start off walking. All right. And then what you want to do is improve. You want to improve with your walking. You want to also incorporate weights. If you got machines like this at home, cool. If you don't, that's cool too. I've done videos and I got several other channels. So I did a 30-day challenge on one of my other channels where I showed that you can improvise things if you don't have particular weights. You can have water bottles and put water in them and use those to curl with. Um, like I said, I had a pair of skates. I got a pair of rollerblades, and I would just use those. And you could put something inside the where you would put your foot in. You maybe put a few canned food in there, and use that as curl. Dumbbells. So whatever it is, learn to improvise as well. Use your body weight if you have none of that stuff. Push-ups, sit-ups. You can also go to a park. Maybe after you do a walk, maybe some of the kids bars there, you might want to do some pull-ups or try to do some pull-ups there. All right, so there's different ways you can actually get yourself back in shape, but it's very important to stay physically fit. All right, don't make an excuse for that. And like I said, you might be on a different level than the next dude. All right, so don't never worry about comparing yourself to the next dude. Compare yourself to yourself. All right, compare yourself to where you're at right now, and make it a goal, or if it's your vision, to improve from where you're at. You might be like I was at 250, and I lost weight a different kinds of ways. I changed the time that I was eating. All right. I think a lot of people got hit with this pandemic too, because I've heard a lot of people say they couldn't smell nothing for a while and couldn't taste whatever. Some people probably didn't have an appetite. So that probably involved some people in their weight loss. But now that things clearing up, things are coming back to normal, people might start, might be getting their weight back up, you know? And so always compare yourself to yourself. Wherever you're at, start from there and make some more improvements. If it's just 1% improvements, meaning what? So I would walk from one end where I stayed at, was actually one end of the street because it was a dead end right there. And I would go like I said, the roads used to go up and down, up and down. I would go all the way down to where you only could turn left or right. And instead of going left or right, I'll just turn back around and go back home the other way. And it took me about 17 minutes to do the walk one way and 17 back, I think. But eventually, the more I kept walking, time got less and less. I was able to do it in 15 minutes, 14 minutes, going back and forth. I think there was a time where I actually did going back and forth. I might have made it in about 17 or 19 minutes just walking. All right. I wasn't trying to make myself walk fast. I just kind of sometimes, when I'm by myself, I just walk. I walk fast pace anyway, at a pretty nice fast pace, not even trying to. And so make 1% increments. All right. Don't make it so hard for yourself unless you just want to. That's cool. Always challenge yourself, but you still can challenge yourself even by making those 1% changes. So if it took you 17 minutes to walk from wherever you want to start to wherever you're going, try to do it next time. Try to make it in 16 minutes. Then try to make it in 15 minutes, and keep trying to make it less and less. All right. Same thing if you have weights, try to increase them. If you can only do 10 pounds, try to increase it, adding 5 pounds or 2-pound weights to it. All right. And just keep adding on till you can add more weight. All right. So that's just a tip you guys can help improve. All right. But always try to improve more. Same thing if you're doing sit-ups, no weights. If you can only do 30, do 31 the next time, and try to work out on a regular basis. All right. I had this plan when I did my 30-day challenge where on average, I did three different exercises. And since it was 31 days in January, I did it in January. 31 days, it was called the 31-day challenge. So this is how I did it. I took 3 different exercises and I broke it up to total the number 31. So for instance, I might do 10 squats. I might do, just for example, 10 sit-ups, And then I might do some push-ups. So I forget what you call these press-ups. I might do 11 of those. So you got 10, 10, and 11 that total 31. And normally that took about 5 minutes. And I was able to do that, do that. This was the second year I did it. I'm thinking I'm not going to do it again. But this was the say I might, who knows? I don't know. But I did that every day for 31 days. And that's actually easy. And I think anybody can do that. You just take 3 different exercises and every day. Some days I did the same exercises. Some days I switched it up and did something else. But I always made all 3 exercises total to 31. And that's something you guys, you could follow that. You could take that method and use it for yourself. All right. Another thing I did to start losing weight as well was I noticed I was eating at a later time closer to when I was going to bed. And when I done that, I was eating a lot too. And what ended up happening, my stomach was feeling so full, and I would go to bed. I ended up waking up in the middle of the night feeling weird. And it was always because that stuff still hadn't digested or kind of worked itself to go down. And I was feeling like, oh man, bloated and real funny and everything like that. So I changed my timing when I eat. And then of course I changed some things that I ate. I kind of stopped some things I used to eat. I used to eat a lot of sweets, more than normal. Not to say more than normal, more than usual. And so I had to realize, I got to cut down on that too. And by doing that, I ended up getting down into the 230 ranges. All right. And I kind of fluctuate from there. Sometimes I'm 234. Sometimes I'm 232. Sometimes I go up to 236. Sometimes 238. But never over 240. All right. I definitely don't plan on getting in over 240 and definitely not the 250 where I was before. Because I was out of breath then too. I noticed that as well. So staying physically fit is important for a whole lot of reasons. Like I said, protection for your own health. You don't damage your body up and organs and stuff because you're adding too much weight that some of your body parts want to actually deal with and handle. So that's not good either, man. So, and then, like I mentioned in podcast 93, get books that you can. I'll give y'all something. If you're not, some of y'all might not know about this. There's a website called, and there's probably I know there's other websites because I've looked up videos in the past. But here's a website you guys can go to where they have free PDF books. It's called pdfdrive.com. pdfdrive.com. All right. And then you could just type in the little search section, type in the word exercise or nutrition, and probably a lot of books, PDF books will pop up. And you can actually download these PDF. They'll give you like a choice to download it in PDF, Mobi, I think, and there's another one. But I would download the PDFs. And I actually put some of those PDF books in my Kindle app. There's a way you could put those in your Kindle app so you'll be getting free books and you could read it from your phone or wherever that you have your Kindle apps on. And so start downloading some of these PDF books that deal with nutrition and exercises. I actually downloaded one recently that dealt with stretching. So, and that's another part of being physically fit too. You want to start stretching because the older you get, you'll start feeling like certain parts of your body are tight. And you want to always add stretching into the mix. That's something I haven't done a lot. And I guess I'm going to start putting in, doing that a little bit more, is adding some stretching before and after. And even on days that I might not work out, I might start do some stretching in between somewhere. So definitely incorporate your nutrition, what you eat, what you drink, the times you eat and drink. Make sure you drink a lot of water. That's very important as well, man. All right. So yeah, that's it, man. That's what I got for you today. And again, I'm gonna be, like I said, this is gonna be a series. It's gonna be a lot of different topics I'm gonna hit on for young black men. I think it's very important because There are some black men who have their fathers or have some type of male figure that can walk them through with dealing with life, and there's some of you that don't. And so, for those that don't, you got your big homie right here, or you can call me Unc, whatever it is, big bro, however you want to put it. I got you. All right. So I'm gonna be hitting a lot of different topics. I'm gonna be talking about dating topics. I'm gonna be talking about some things that the females might do because yeah, I can tell you some there's some things that has been going on with some. I guess I could call them. I'm not officially family as in like an in-law or something like that, but I know some families because dealing with a woman who has brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, and of course I have my nieces and nephews as well too. And there's some things that they're going through at 18 and 16 and 15, and I think you guys will benefit. I'm not gonna have them tell their story. I'm just gonna speak on some things and that will help you guys. All right. So again, I'm the big homie. I'm your big bro. You can call me Unc. However you decide you want to flip it is all up to you. And yeah, so I'm gonna be giving you guys advice. All right. That I think you a lot of young black men, young black boys are missing out on, and it will help them to navigate through this thing called life because there's a lot of things going on as far as attacks on the black male. All right. And again, some of these things that I've been talking about also can apply to the young ladies. Staying physical fit, that can apply to you ladies too. The last episode I did, podcast 93 on studying personal security. Ladies, if you into that, you can do that too. So some of these things kind of go for both, but I'm kind of focusing on the male because I've been seeing some things that it's not cool, and a lot of them are just trying to play it by ear and getting their butt handed to them, I should say. So, but some of these things, some of the ladies can apply as well. You know, the young ladies, if they so choose to. All right. Anyway, I appreciate you guys again, man, and I will see you on the next one. All right. Definitely rocking with the best. This is Thoughts of the Week. And I'm out of here. All right. Until next time. Peace.